my angels, and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I map up my client Pia's brows before I go ahead and create a crispy, clean brow sculpt for her. So I have already cleansed and exfoliated the skin, and now I'm going ahead with my brow ruler and I am marking off the starts, the highest points, and the tails of her brows to make sure that they will be symmetrical on both sides. Next, I am going in with my brow string. I'm pulling about that much, and then I'm going to wrap it around my fingers so that it's nice and tight. Now I'm marking the bottom line of the brows and the top line. You can see I didn't like that line, so I'm remarking it again. This shows how thick the brows will be. Next, I am creating two vertical lines from the starts of the brows down to the dimple of her nose, and this is showing me exactly where her brows are going to start. From there, I am going to mark out the arches, so the highest points of her brows. Now, often clients will have one arch that sits slightly higher than the other. Pia definitely does, so I am marking from the lowest arch. You can see that I'm walking around now to check the brows. Don't be afraid to move around and make sure everything looks good. Next, I am taking the brow string from the right arch to the bottom of the left brow and repeating on the other side. Now you can see that it's created 4 sections within her monobrow, and we want to make sure that they are nice and even. Now I'm just going ahead and marking out the tails, and we are going to go ahead and mark out the tops of the arches. So I'm bringing the string from the bottom of the tail through the arch and all the way up the top. Now on this other side, you can see that I actually made a little bit of a stuff up, and I was going to remove this, but I decided to keep it in the tutorial. We can see that the 4 boxes are really uneven, so I needed to go ahead and recreate that line there. Now this next part isn't completely necessary, however I do think it saves a lot of time during appointments. So what I like to do is go from the bottom of the start of the brow, and I'm bringing the brow string to the middle of the brow, directing it up towards the highest point. Then from the highest point but underneath to the tail, I'm creating a line, and now you can see I have carved out the brows. As I said, this method is really effective for time, and it does give you a general shape. However, you do still need to use your creative eye and make sure that the brows are even on the underneath, which they're looking pretty good if I don't say so myself. Okay, next up I have gone ahead and used some brow paste to really carve out those brows and make sure that I'm super happy with them. This was originally an online course tutorial, so I skipped past that because you guys don't need to see that part, and I'm just cleaning up the brows now and getting any chalk off of the brow hairs, but also cleaning up my lines as well so I can really see what I'm working with. Now I am mixing up my dye, which you guys are going to see in the next part of this tutorial next week, so stay tuned.